2 batteries in it. Oh, look at you. What you doing?
That's the pack right there.
Oh, my God. Ready? What's up?
Man, you already know I'm ready. Stop playing with me.
Oh, you already.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I am your man, Anthony Smith, and I am sitting here with my guy.
Yo, P in the building.
Welcome to Chop It Up, and it's no longer weekly. Right now, we daily.
Well, we got a whole lot of time, so
we got time. So we've been hitting y'all daily with this Chop It Up session where you guys can come in and listen to us and get our knowledge on this photo and video game. And man, just try and stay out the way right now.
Right. I figure we pump out as much as we can because as soon as this little whatever's lifted, we're going to be busy. I already know.
We're going to be busy through the roof. I mean, I know everybody's scared out there, but you know, you got to keep your head up. And like we said last episode, just use this time to better yourself. You know what I mean? But today we're talking about something that kind of took us both a little bit of time of experiencing with. You know what I mean? It was something that is necessary for sure, but something that not every beginning filmmaker starts off with. And what's that, P?
Sound. You know, background sound, like
sound design.
You're right, sound design, and I don't know, man. I kind of gotta. I'm 50-50 with if you need it or not.
I mess with it all the way. I wasn't really. I was like P, 50-50, but I feel like it brings you more into the viewership. You know what I mean? You're more submersed when you kind of feel like you're in that atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at with it. Like I just kind of feel like when you watching a video, you're watching it, but I think humans hear things, I want to say it's 80% faster than we see them, and it don't matter if you're looking at it or not. It's like 80-20 when you're looking to the way that you hear things over the way that you visually see them. So you become more immersed. It's like, have you ever, like me, I don't like scary movies. You're not gonna fuck with me on a scary movie. But if you turn the sound off, I might be able to mess with it. You know what I mean? I might be able to sit and watch a little Chucky movie with no sound.
See, that's what I mean? And that's the thing. That's why I'm 50-50. I feel like I want to make a scary movie that makes you scared with no sound. So if I can't make you feel something without enhancing it, I feel like I failed.
You feel like you didn't do your job correctly. Okay. I could dig that. My thing with that whole situation is I want to do the same thing as P. I want you to feel it without the sound, but I want that sound to make you realize why you keep booking me over other people. Like you don't necessarily know what it is, but it's just something about the visuals, and you think it's all visuals, but you don't even feel the sound design because it's something that's so natural that you feel like it should be there, like without anything being said. It's almost like when you're shooting the video, it's picking up the sound anyways. But 9 times out of 10, when we're filming, we're not using that scratch audio.
Yeah, no.
You have to piece each and every one of those sounds together. And I do a lot of my sound design or sound searching from a website called Epidemic Sound. Excuse me. And what Epidemic Sound has is just, on top of them having different sound effects, they also have instrumentals and different things like that. This is not sponsored by Epidemic Sound, nothing like that. This is just the real life stuff that we use when we put our videos together. And Epidemic Sound and YouTube as well. It's a free site. You're not supposed to take other people's music, but you can type in sound design, you can type in jungle sounds, you can type in wind, you can type in the ocean, and grab those sounds, use them.
Hold on, where is that at?
YouTube.
No, the you was talking about the sign, the sounds.
Epidemic Sound.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Epidemic Sound. You can type in whatever sound. If you need a little
oh, what?
All that, it's in there. It's in there, man. Check them out. Epidemic Sound.
That was good, man. We gotta start miking you up, bro.
Oh man,
we need to get you sponsored and get you some. We need to get an ant category on Epidemic.
Y'all hear the ice. Better quit messing with me. Epidemic Sound, mess with your boy, you feel me? And then also another thing, grabbing like a audio recorder. No matter if it's something that you paid for or your cell phone, you always have your cell phone on you, and the audio recorder on your cell phone is amazing if that's all you have.
Right. If you have an iPhone, man, don't sleep on.
Oh my gosh,
it's underrated.
You have no idea how many times I have literally mic'd somebody up with my iPhone on their chest underneath their shirt. This is when iPhones were smaller, when they was like the 4S. So if you got one of them new joints,
oh yeah,
it's really getting it.
It's sensitive, and it the quality is doable. It's very doable.
The quality is 110% doable, and not that it's better than nothing. It's exceptionally well. As long as it's placed. There's so many times that we go out and we do something and I mic somebody up, or I do this and I set the iPhone as close as I can get it to them outside of frame just to use that audio, just in case. You know what I mean? Like, you just spent $250, $350 on some wireless mics and you don't really know how to work them, but you're excited to use them. The worst situation is getting back home and realizing you had that mic plugged into the headphone jack.
That, or you got like a super powerful router in the background.
Yes, or a refrigerator, or something that because we're not sound technicians, we're not sound engineers, that we don't even realize these are sounds that are going to come out that we're not necessarily going to even think of that happen. We were in a barbershop, and the overhead lights had like a buzzing sound to them. Oh
man, yep.
And it was horrendous trying to get rid of that. And then I remembered that I had the iPhone sitting there, and I checked the iPhone audio, and it wasn't as good, but it was better because it didn't have that hissing sound in it, and it was still crystal clear. There was no background noise. I just needed to hear my client's voice, and I was able to get that from the iPhone. So that's just another...
What the hell?
Gem.
Oh, he hit him with the gem. Hold on.
Just another gem. We dropping. Pull that iPhone out, man, anytime necessary. Even when you don't feel like you need it, throw it up there. You know what I mean? It's just another sound device, and that's going to work into your sound design. But like, say you need some street sounds. You got your iPhone with you. You're by a busy street. You're by a freeway. Turn that sound on and record it. You know what I mean?
Right. And you can always, what I've seen folks that super dive in on their sound, they make it habit. So they got like a folder at home, and they come and organize it. Like,
yes.
They get street sounds. They already got a folder, and they just throw the shit in there.
That's one thing that I wish that I did, because there's so many times that I use the same sound effect, a doorbell sound, a car door opening, a car driving off, whatever the case may be, and I use those sounds repetitively. But when I'm creating the video, I'm just in the moment. You know what I mean? So the way that I feel is the way that I'm grabbing these sounds and plugging them in and making them play, and I just never save them. It's so much easier to download, use, and then discard than it is to put it into a category, rename it, title it right, throw it into a folder. Like, yeah, all of that's gonna make sense in 10 years when I should have had 100,000 sounds, but right now it ain't adding up.
Right. And I think that we have this false like we just have this image in our head that we're actually gonna use something different.
Right. And a lot of times you go back to what works. You go back to what works. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because YouTube and a lot of these other sites remember, of course, the video that you chose or the video that you watched. So when you type it into your search engine and it shows right up with that red bar underneath it, that was the last sound that you was looking at, dog. You might as well save it.
And you're going to go ahead and download it again.
They just got another view, another download, whatever the case may be.
I think another big part of why I can say that I'm 50-50 on it is, me and Ant, we do, when we're solo, we do as much work as a whole team does.
Yeah.
So it's just not something that I'm all the way versed on. I'm not
Right.
I'm not always sure what type of sound I should put here. What should I do that? So I'm kind of like, I'll just let the footage, do
Right.
that. But it's definitely something I'm trying to work on and get better at.
And another thing to take advantage of, when we first started, gimbals weren't even a thing. Gimbals weren't around. They were like, it was something that was new. And then when the first generation of gimbals came along, they were just barely powerful enough to hold your camera. But now you have these gimbals, man, and they can hold whatever you can put on them. Right. So for the longest, I never wanted to mount a shotgun mic or any kind of mic onto my camera, and I didn't feel like the mic that was built into my camera was good enough to capture those ambient sounds. But now I just throw my Video Mic Pro on it, and just whatever sounds are around while I'm shooting, I just record all of it, like, and let me decide later on if I don't want to use those sounds or if those sounds work. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the sounds from the environment work, and I just lower them. I don't leave them at the same strength that they were at, because I don't want it to overpower my video. I want it just to flow. I want you to be like, was that an airplane? Like, right. I know I saw the plane fly through the background, and that wasn't what I was watching, but was that the sound from the plane? You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of vibe that you want to get from your sound design. You don't want it to be overpowering. You know what I mean? Like, and then even a lot of times with the transitions, like, you want to use sound effects just to kind of push that transition, but you don't want it to be overpowering. And me, I was like to the max. Like, when you see a swoosh, I want you to, I want, you know what I mean? But now I realize that swoosh don't have to be as powerful as, just because I added it, I don't want you to say it was added. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's one of those things that you want to add and have it feel natural. You know what I mean? Because seeing a swoosh transition without the sound is cool, but then when you add the sound too high, it still gives you the same kind of like off feeling. But when you get that level right, oh my Lord, it just flows and it just feels right and it just looks good, and you just like, ooh, that, you know what I mean? It makes you want to watch it again and again and again, and that's what you want.
Right. Don't overkill your footage trying to show off that you put some sound back there, and then it ends up becoming a distraction.
Right. Hold on. Hit him with that gem button. Where's the gem? Yeah, we dropped the gems. You feel me? And if you got some overhead headphones, P likes to wear the Beats. My head is a little bit too big. I don't know if anybody with a big head out there ever bought some Beats, but I spent the bread. You know what I mean? P called me cheap. He was like, "Oh, cheap ass nigga, you took your Beats back." Da 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 da. No, that wasn't the case. I got a big head.
They didn't fit.
When I put them on,
extensions.
They was a little tight. Felt like my ear couldn't breathe, like I was losing circulation.
The boy had some dry fit headphones on, man.
So I got these Sony joints, you know what I mean, and they work perfectly, and they sound amazing. But what I'm saying with that is, hey,
and they're maxed out too. Them things is all the way stretched out.
I'm done with this dude. Listen, my Sony's work. If you out there with a big head, look into Sony, because Apple/Beats, they ain't got you. They for little head niggas. We're not messing with them, okay? So, big head dudes, go ahead and chime in with the Sonys, or check something else out. You know what I mean? Because Apple ain't got our back with the over-the-head earphones. But anyways, with the over-the-head earphones, it just submerses you while you're watching the video, and you can hear those sounds individually a little better when you have something that you're just submersed in. You know what I mean? Those over-the-head, it just gets rid of all the background noise. It gets rid of the kids crying, your girl cooking, your phone ringing. All of that stuff is gone, and you can just concentrate on the sound design, because at the end of the day, the sound design can be as important as the overall video.
And just a little side note with your headphones, get in the habit of, even if it's just the earbuds, if you don't want to lug around your headphones, bring your earbuds or something.
Yes.
And check your audio right there on the spot, because there's a lot of times that, you know, that the day that we caught that hissing, we didn't catch it because we didn't hear it. We didn't have our headphones. We normally
strictly went off of the meter that was on the back of the camera, and the meter was reading correctly. It was reading correctly for our subject, but we didn't pick up on the hissing because we didn't have monitoring monitoring.
He's sipping, y'all. Don't worry. Y'all already know he always got a cup in his hand.
Red cup.
Drunk over
here.
here.
Hey, listen, I'm off.
This dude was it day 12?
I don't remember.
But no, seriously, like make sure you get something that's like at least like that has at least noise canceling so that you can hear the fine tuned stuff on the spot, and just plug it in your camera. And then it's another way to make sure that your microphone is plugged into the mic
and not the headphones.
And not the headphone jacks. I don't know how many times I've done that crap. It happens. It
happens. You're moving so fast. You're setting up 3-4 different cameras. You're worried about this. You're worried about that. You're worried about the shot. And the sound sometimes can be left out. And you feel like that those two holes are the same exact size. You know what I mean? The headphone and the mic are the same exact 3.5 millimeter jack. So you just plug it in and you feel like you got it correctly, and it is not. And you realize it at home and it's too late.
Right, and a lot of the some of the newer cameras they're starting to color coordinate it. Mm-hmm. They put it red, so they're like, "Hey, dumbass."
Sony does
right
for
here.
sure.
They're like, "Hey, Canon, dumbass, this one is for the microphone."
Canon ain't got your back.
Canon ain't got your back.
Nah, Panasonic does you one better. They don't have it colored, but they have this beautiful device. I don't even know what it's called that you can plug in that gives you like studio quality audio. It's a completely separate device. I can't think of the name of it. I want to say it's somewhere along the lines of like maybe $150 to $200, but the quality that comes out of that, you can plug in the 3.5 millimeter jack, or you can plug in the XLRs if you have a more professional mic. But if you got a more professional mic, you're probably not listening to us.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got that Sennheiser.
Right. You got that overhead. We ain't got that yet.
You know what I mean?
It's in one of our carts, but we ain't there yet. We got some other stuff to get.
We talking to everybody that's on our level or below our level, or thinking about getting to our level.
$300 and lower.
Below. You know what I mean?
We're not at the 1,000 and up yet.
I ain't spent 1,000 on a mic yet. You feel me? I ain't spent 1,000 on a mic yet.
Not yet.
I just have it. You know, but my $400 mic ain't no punk. I'm gonna tell you that.
Right.
Not no punk. Y'all done heard my audio. Stop playing with me.
All right, y'all. We're going to get on up out of here. Hope y'all took away some good info. Like always, thank you for tapping in with us and checking it out, man.
I'm your man, Anthony Smith, and this is my guy.
P in the building.
And this is... Y'all better get y'all sound together.
Yeah, we about to run out of batteries too.
Oh, shit. We got to go.
That's why I was like, we got to go, because it started flashing.
I know for sure we got 20 minutes.
You're right. I'm like, we got to get a battery. This thing about to cut off on us. We had already lost it on the monitor.